in the set builder notation. Put your finger on the denominator. What do we do with that? 2x squared minus x minus 1 not equal to 0. Okay, I'm going to go on not a long tangent, but we're hoping that this factors. And most of the problems, they always factor. That'd be messed up if they didn't. So how do we do that? Well, let's just say you've never learned how to factor. You can learn my method. It's called the X box method. You take your A times your C value. A times C is -2. You take your B value, which is, remember that's there's no number you're always thinking is a 0, 1. In this case it has to be a 1, so -1. I need two numbers that multiply to be -2, but add to be -1. Which one's negative? -2. Here in pink, this represents the splitting of the middle term. So -2x, you have to add an x, and this is a positive 1x. Okay? Those are those two. Now I'm going to put in my first term and the last one. So basically I'm going from 3 terms to 4 terms. And what that is really just factoring by grouping. Have you guys heard of that? Okay. Now I need to get the outsides of my box, you need to kind of think of it in 2 ways. You can think of it as something times something equals something. Okay? Or we can do like greatest common factor. Do I have a greatest common factor here? Can I put a 2x here? No, just an x. That means I have to put a what here? 2x. Because not only do they both have a 2 and an x in there, x times 2x is 2x squared. X times something equals 1x? Positive 1. And what's the greatest common factor? So if you were in my Math 5 class, right now we're doing this all the time. You multiply to check your answer. 2x times -1 is -2x. -1 times 1 is -1. And so my answer is 2x plus 1, x minus 1. Class, does the order in which I write the binomials important? No, you could have written x minus 1 first and then 2x plus 1. Okay? And you just factored right there. The next thing I need to do is we're solving for x here. So now I'm going to use the zero product rule. If I put my fingers over it, something times something, remember don't think of the not equals, something times something equals 0. That means one of my fingers has to equal 0. We're just not sure which one of those, so we set both of them equal to 0. Subtract 1 from both sides. X is equal to? -1/2, and I should have done not equals. And if we add 1 to both sides, x cannot equal . So I can just put it there. How do I get set builder notation? You're just going to add all those other symbols to the left and to the right of it. Do that together. In my set, what variable do we have? We're using x, such that we can pick every number. So in x, all real numbers, comma, but don't pick which two numbers? -1/2 and 1. Because if you pick those two numbers, what would happen? You'll divide by 0, which is bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you guys just need to practice your factoring? Yes, Mr.
Yes.
There's your answer. Make sure to box your answers.